Yeah, great. Is my internet really going to be a problem tonight? Hold on. No? Internet's fine. Hmm. Right. I think we're good. As good as we're going to be anyway. Hopefully the quality picks up. You sure did. Okay, this is not promising. The stream quality I'm getting right now is garbage. Can you guys see me and hear me at least? If you guys can see me and hear me, I'll consider that to be good enough. Oh, great. My fucking headset is being a problem again. Yeah, guys, my headset is being a big problem right now. Mm-hmm. Something like that, JS. I don't know how well the stream is going to work tonight because my headset's giving me some real problems. It's either the headset or the computer. I might have to get one of those dongles that let you convert 3mm to USB, which I really don't want to do, but I may have no choice. Okay, Snacks is here. Can I hear him or not? Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. My headset is shitting itself. Um, Let me see if I can do something about this. Okay, Snacks, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, there we go. Oh, man, this is not going to be easy. So, my headset only works when there's a lot of upward pressure on the headphone jack. So, it only works when I'm like physically holding it in place.
that sounds really annoying. Well,
So,
you can always play one-handed.
yeah, so what I've tried to do is I've used duct tape to like apply a lot of upward pressure to the jack.
And that's just not working, right?
It might work if I used more tape.
More
So,
tape is always the answer.
mhm. Oh, well, that's just fucking perfect. You have to be logged into your Rockstar Games launcher to play Max Payne 3.
Yeah, that's the way it is for every single um
I literally haven't logged into this thing in about 20 years.
it's definitely a pain in the ass. When I try to play Red Dead 2 on Steam, it takes like 5 minutes of loading because it has to go through the Rockstar launcher and the launcher is buggy as shit.
Mhm. I really feel like Grok would be able to easily solve these verification tests that these websites do when you try to log in. I feel like it would be trivial.
Yeah,
So, how was dashing?
it was nightmarish.
Mm, nothing good.
Oh,
That's not good. Sorry to hear that.
story of my life.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. Mm-mm. Jesus Christ. I feel like a goddamn engineer right now trying to get these headphones to fucking work. Here's to those who wish us well, and those who don't can go to hell. Okay. Yeah, it snowed a tiny bit, but not a significant amount. Not enough to do anything with, just enough to make it you aware that it did snow technically. Okay. Well, I got the game to start up. Now I just need to get it displaying normally. Sound works. Why does it keep pausing? Oh, shit, guys. This is maybe going to be a stream ending problem for us. This thing is giving me an absolute nightmare right now. Give me a little bit of time here to try to figure this out. I think I'm smarter than the machine, but maybe only barely. Oh, key lime pie. Why does the game keep pausing? And why did it not let me get to a menu where I can access some options before it throws me into this? How about... Well, this is really fucking annoying. Okay, let me think. Let me think here. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some searching here to figure this one out. Oh, okay, key lime pie. Okay, let's see. Headphones. Uh, okay. By the way, Snacks, if you're saying anything right now, me and the server both cannot hear you because my headphones are not working. So let me try to figure this out first. Okay. Okay. That's weird. Snacks is not a Browns fan, key lime pie. This is why a lot of people do wireless, I guess. Wires are a pain. Oh boy. Okay. Um, let me go see if I have like a different headset I might be able to use. And then we can see if it's the jack hole. Shit, guys, I think it's the jack. Yeah, it's got to be the jack. I just got a different headset. The exact same thing is happening. Shit. So what I'm gonna have to do is try to get a headset that uses USB, or get one of those 3.5 millimeter to USB converters. Okay, let me. There's really only one other thing I can try for now. Okay. Next, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is going on right now is that the sound is just coming directly out of my speakers, and they're hearing it on stream because it's playing into my microphone, which I'm not in love with, but it works. And as long as we don't have a huge feedback problem, we're good. Okay, so this will have to do for now. It actually closed when I wanted it to. Yeah, I know. I didn't even know you could do that. I thought once you declared, you just had to go. You're trying to tell me it's not you, it's me? I invented it's not you, it's me. I better. Dude, can I get an options menu? Thank you. Okay. I think this is perfect. Sorry that took so long, everybody. That wasn't any more fun for you guys than it was for me. Go ahead and tweet this out here real quick. Okay. Well, that was almost a complete disaster to start off the night, but I think we've evaded the worst. So you're telling me there's another Snacks out there who's a Browns fan?
Gross.
That's really unfortunate, key lime pie. Yeah, I mean, Snacks saw the writing on the wall once she saw that the weather was going to be what it was. Like, Tua literally looked like a toddler out there. I don't think he's ever been that cold in his life. He had no chance. It sucks, but that's how it goes sometimes. Don't worry, guys. Snacks has more than enough good things going on in his life to easily get past this one. Tua was throwing like he couldn't bend his fingers. Yeah, he probably couldn't. Okay. So this is Max Payne 3, the Max Payne game that I remember the least about, even though it's the most recent, because I only played it once. All right, we have another glitch here. Full panel. Are you kidding me? I might not be able to play this. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's see here. Maybe we can fix this. Advanced. Okay. Okay, maybe that fixed it. No, it did not. Wow, I can't believe Rockstar hasn't fixed this. Dude, this game's been out over 10 fucking years. And I'm reading forum threads on Steam from 10 years ago of people bitching about this. And they've done nothing to patch it. Yeah, they have made this game virtually unstreamable. In order to make it work, you need to unplug every USB device on your computer that is not either your keyboard or mouse. So I cannot stream this game literally because I will have to unplug my microphone, my webcam. What the hell, man? Who comes up with this garbage? Ah, I'm so pissed. Okay. Problem after problem tonight. I guess we're switching over. I could play the console version on stream if I had it. All right, let's see if this one works. This is an older game. Okay. So it's taken me effectively half an hour to set this up, but I think we actually have something that we can do tonight. This is Fear 2. Let me see if I can make the resolution even bigger than that, actually. That's not quite right. Oh, okay. I think we're finally good. Is that wrong? Should I not have done that? All right, guys, let's see if we made it work. Pray for me. The stream look and sound, everybody. You guys are gonna have to let me know. This is an older game, so sometimes you have to fuck with settings. I played the original Fear probably 10, 12 years ago, and I really liked it. I thought it was a great game. So, this is the sequel. I think her name is Alma, but it's been so long, I'm not sure. Yes, the game is dark. This is a horror game. It's not surprising the game would look dark for me. However, it's killing the bitrate. My bitrate has sucked lately, and it has nothing to do with my upload speed. I've been having technical troubles out the wazoo lately. Dude, get out of my face. So Wemby didn't play tonight?
No, he ducked the game.
Huh.
And if he misses, I think, 9 more games, then no. Hold on.
Yeah, the Bucks are gonna win that game. Eagles are just toast. Oh, interesting. Hold down shift. That's different. So different, I think I'm tempted to change it.
There we go. It's if Wembanyama misses uh 13 more games,
13.
he doesn't qualify. Yeah.
That could go one way or the other, I feel like.
Yeah. It's much it's a lot more than Embiid has available, so Embiid missing out on awards is pretty much a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Wembanyama may still easily qualify, but um, it's just like one bad injury away.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay, now we're talking. Well, yeah, Keyline Pipe. We talk about this basically every night in this stream. Chet should win Rookie of the Year, almost certainly, but he may not just because of, bullshit.
Yeah, Wembanyama, outside of the most like deranged homers and meat riders, pretty much everybody will acknowledge that Wembanyama does not deserve to win that. He's not a good player. He's not on a good team. He really has no business winning the award. However, you need to keep in mind that the people who vote for the award winner are sports journalists who are perhaps some of the most retarded people on the face of the planet. That being the case, Wembanyama winning Rookie of the Year, I genuinely think he'll win it unanimously because of the same people who are glazing Wembanyama and taping up for him at every turn are the same people who get to vote on the award. What we just saw is he played the first two good games that he's played the entire season. And even then, he still looked incredibly weak in a lot of different areas in those games. Like against the Pistons, he may have got his first triple double of his career, which everyone freaks out over how good the assists were and all this. But he shot 6 for 16, including 0 for 4 from three.
Right.
And some of those shots were bad. Like he had one 3 point he had one 3 point attempt that wasn't even contested, and all he hit was backboard. It didn't even touch the rim.
Hmm. I know the modern NBA is what it is, but he really should just stop shooting threes.
Absolutely, because he's the worst jump shooter in the league. He's dead last in efficiency by anybody who has at least 200 jump shot attempts this year. Dead last. And yet, around the rim, he's shooting 74%. So, like, stop taking jump shots ever, you know? Just like, I don't understand it. It makes me think that Popovich has gone out of his mind because the way that the kid's playing, he's like this is the easiest pick and roll system you'll ever find. Just get like even the most halfway competent guard you can think of, like a guy on like fucking Jarrett Jack, Ramon Sessions caliber fucking player would be able to handle this shit, and just have him nonstop running pick and rolls with Wembanyama. All you got to do.
Hmm. Right.
But then against the Hornets, he had a pretty good scoring game. But then it was a classic constant turnovers, constant fouls, playing like shit in every way except for scoring. Against the only two teams in the league that are worse than the Spurs. Then they finally play a team that isn't absolute dog shit, the Bulls. And what do you end up with? Popovich fits Wembenyama just to make sure that he doesn't get raped.
I mean, the uh the Bulls are still pretty dog shit enough to boo a widow when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it'd be really funny, especially if Wembenyama ends up playing 64 games this year. It's like, hey, you shouldn't have sat him against the Bulls for no reason, right?
Hmm. Should have thought about that before you've been eating egg and cheese omelets every day for breakfast.
Exactly.
And from what I've heard, the Slavs are fanatical about their showers. So, Snacks, have you ever played the Fear series of games?
No.
Hmm. I really liked the first one, but I played it about 10 years ago. Oh God, get off me. Yes, I did see that square tostada. Why am I, dude? I'm part of like a elite special forces unit. Why am I getting paired up with the woman? She's not even a spicy Latina. Look at this. She looks like a Taylor Swiftie. If you're gonna pair me up with a woman, she has to be a spicy Latina. I've seen way too many movies. Actually, to my recollection, the actress who played the spicy Latina in Aliens was not even a Latina. So, you know, it doesn't have to be exact, but you have to at least try.
Yes, that's correct. The famous spiky Latina archetype being invented in Aliens. I forget the name of the character, but she was played by
Vasquez.
a Jewish actress that showed
Vasquez.
up. She showed up mistakenly believing that they were casting for a different role for a different movie. So she
Hmm.
essentially showed up to the wrong audition. But having shown up and getting the chance to audition anyway, she said, "All right, fuck it, why not?" So when she did the line readings, it ended up being that James Cameron liked her better than anybody else who showed up. So he unironically said, "Look, shit, we really want this character to be Hispanic, so give her some makeup to make her skin look darker."
Wait, really, David? That's the same woman who plays the foster mom in Terminator 2? Man, they really did
Yes.
slather on that makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why she was in that movie too, is because James Cameron, not literally in the romantic sense, but professionally fell in love with her, so he tries to put her in a lot of his stuff. The same way that Christopher Nolan
Hmm.
likes the actress who played Leonardo DiCaprio's dead wife in Inception.
Marion Cotillard, yeah.
Right, so he fell in love with her, so then she's in all of the fucking movies that he makes in some role or another now.
Hmm. Like, it remains to me a miracle that that role wasn't played by Michelle Rodriguez. It just feels so wrong. And I cannot get the mouse sensitivity right here. I'm gonna go way down. Dude, it's not changing anything, I swear. It's like still. Okay, there we go. So yeah, are you tempted to try to move in with me now that you saw that Seattle DoorDash stuff?
What?
Are you tempted to move in with me now that you saw that Seattle DoorDash deal?
Um,
I'm being facetious.
I know that's a lot of money, be sure, but I think it's not going to be as easy as folks are thinking it'll be. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop on that one.
What's going on with? Okay, hold on. I know Key Lime Pie. Let me finish this fight and I'll pull it up. I got an email earlier today. Not because I drive for DoorDash, because I don't, because I can't imagine. Like, I don't like driving that much, so I think I'd be miserable doing it.
Yeah, it's not fun. But
I got an email earlier
yeah,
today. I'll pull it up. But I do use DoorDash occasionally, so I got an email. I mean, I'll pull it up as soon as I finish killing these guys.
yeah, it said in the email that it's going to put an extra 4.99 fee on all orders in the city to compensate. And I'm all like, it's not going to be enough. It's gonna end up being $10 or $15 or 20, but like it's gonna spiral out of control.
Mhm.
It'll get out of hand fast.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me pull up the email. New Seattle regulations restricting our operations and requiring that all dashers earn at least $26.40 per hour before tips, plus mileage for time on delivery, are now in effect. So if I'm reading this correctly, 26.40 per hour and then tips and then mileage for on-time delivery or time on delivery, aren't dashers then making like 40 bucks an hour? Unless they never get tipped, which is probably going to happen now because of these fees.
Yeah, because think about it. How many people are already thinking, "Hey, I don't make $26 an hour." They're not going to tip the dashers at all. Especially, if news gets out where dashers are getting paid $26 an hour.
Plus the for the mileage, even without tips, that's got to be at least 30 bucks an hour. Well, JS, the catch is that there is now going to be an additional $5 fee on every order through DoorDash in the Seattle area, which I mean, It's already pretty fucking expensive, which is why I don't do it that often. I don't
Yeah.
live in Seattle, but if I did, I would be like, well, time to start getting my own food again.
And that's why I was saying there's no way that it's only going to be $5. It'll spiral out of control before long.
Hmm. But like $30 an hour, let's say it's 30. Let's say it's the 2640 plus the mileage, and you can reasonably make $30 an hour. That's 60 grand a year. That's a living. That's like a real living. Maybe not in Seattle, but you know, isn't the custom these days to just roommate with eight different people in an apartment built for two people to make things work? That's how it works now in the big city.
Yeah, I have never heard of a single person who lived in a major city in the United States who didn't have a roommate, somebody that they had lived with
Mhm.
to split the cost.
Yeah. And because it's a big city and there are so many orders, I have heard stories of dashers in like, places like Houston or Dallas who make 80 grand a year. So if this came into effect now and that goes up, like they could be making six figures. I kind of feel like that's already happening in smaller cities, Six Flags, so you're probably right. Demand will plummet for these services soon, though, and there will be too many drivers and too few orders. I will say this, I am shocked by how lazy people are. People would rather pay $20 extra than go pick it up themselves.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Another thing that's crazy is not just in the United States but all across the world, DoorDash or its regional equivalent is the number one source of income for immigrants, especially immigrants who came into the country illegally. So not just in the United States but all over the world. So as the amount that they're getting paid continues to climb, what happens is that it's causing a lot of people who are already a drain on the system in terms of the resources that they pull in from taking money from the government, plus the money that they're making from this now. But something to keep in mind with the way that DoorDash works in terms of the payment is that what they're talking about is the pay adjustment, which occurs once a week. And what it does is it calculates how much time you spent on an active delivery, and it's trying to make sure that you then meet the minimum that is being set at. For orders in Seattle, the minimum will be okay. Your time that you've been working on an order here needs to measure out so that you're making at least 26.40 for every hour of work that you're putting in, hour that on delivery
Hmm.
you're putting in here. Um, Plus the payment for the mileage and everything, but that's not going to be part of the payment for an order when you get the order. That's not going to be part of the payout, and it's only going to come for you when you hit that pay adjustment. So if you didn't DoorDash for very long, or you didn't get a lot of orders, which is going to be the really big problem, as the amount of people who are dashing starts to skyrocket. More dashers means that there's less orders available for everybody because more people are trying to take the same amount of orders. So people are now going to be getting less and less and less orders coming in. So they're hoping and praying that that pay adjustment ends up being good, but I don't know. I think it'll be a minor impact to like smaller businesses wouldn't be able to survive this kind of thing, but I think there'll still be plenty of people ordering. It's not going to be good for anyone.
That's not going to be good for business. That's not going to be good for anyone. Picked up Chinese food earlier this week and I tipped like 10%. To be clear, it was takeout. I went to go pick it up. I figured that was fair, but it's still very weird to me to tip when I go pick it up. Well, no, America, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, America does pay people a livable wage. It's not going to be fun, but like, I've been watching the financial audit show on YouTube so much lately, and every single fucking person they have on the show, they go through their finances, and it's like they're blowing a ridiculous amount of money on stuff like DoorDash and fast food and subscription services that they barely use, and it's like that's why you think you don't have a livable wage because you don't know how to budget. Like literally every single person who's ever been on that show door dashes over and over and over again. They buy fast food twice a day and then they try to act like, well, it's cheap. No, it's not cheap anymore to buy fast food. Go buy chicken from Walmart. Go buy the pizza doughs from Walmart. Go to HEB if they have it in your area. But if you really wanted to, and it wouldn't be fun, you could probably feed yourself for about $150 a month if you really wanted to, and still get a good daily caloric intake. Now, Snacks can probably beat the hell out of that because he fasts, so he could probably get by on like $2 a month, but I'm not talking about that.
If I really wanted to eat as cheaply as I could, I could get by on $20 a month. I would not be happy, but I could get by on $20 a month.
You would be alive, and
Yeah,
therefore even less happy because you're still alive.
right.
If you can cook, you could probably do 50. Yeah, you need to be able to cook, but cooking could be as simple as throwing frozen chicken patties from Walmart into the oven and heating warming them up. Like you don't have to be good at it.
Yeah, cooking is an exceptionally simple process. The most difficult thing involved with cooking is the cleaning up afterward,
Hmm.
which is why you should never respect women. Gentlemen, it is with great disappointment that I must inform you, women.
It's kind of crazy how expensive even tuna. I never liked tuna. Tuna is not my bag. All of the kids when I was growing up were into tuna. I just could never do it. Even now, I tried it recently and it's like, ugh.
I find tuna exceptionally flavorless. It was a big staple core component of some diets that I've gone on in my life. So I've had to eat a lot of it, and man, it was not an enjoyable experiment.
Hmm.
I was just hating the process of eating, just bland garbage. But at least, it's food.
Hmm. I think chicken's like $3 a pound still. That's like the one thing that's still reasonably priced out there. Everything else is like $12 a pound. The meats.
Yeah.
This can't go on. She's too dangerous. You're telling me to seal my daughter, thank you. You come to
You
this
get
thing
8 to 10
too
pieces of thighs on sale and freeze them. Yeah, that works. Walmart used to have dollar pizza doughs that you could get and make a pizza really easily, and it's an absurd amount of food. Assuming you buy stuff to put on it, it would be probably like $2. And like that's the thing, it doesn't just have to be like lettuce. You don't just eat bird food. You can make some fucked up fat shit. Snacks was saying the other day you can go to Walmart in his area and get half a dozen donuts for $3 or something. Shocks the hell out of me. That beats the hell out of any deal I can get.
Yeah. Life was good.
When was the last time life was good though?
Long time ago.
Make my own bread. Wow, you make your own bread. That's awesome.
My God, it's a bird. Stubborn son of a bitch probably just killed us all.
I wish.
What's wrong?
I think my big problem when it comes to like eating is carbs. Everything I eat has carbs in it. It's really hard to get away from carbs. Boot shot 4 of 21 from the field. Yikes. He'll be okay. Still better than Wemby. And if you're the Blazers, don't you want to keep getting losing so you can fire Chauncey? I mean, before long, all this losing is going to make Chauncey fly into a rage, and we know what he does when he's unhappy.
Yeah. I mean, allegedly.
Of course. No, I was talking about throwing
Jesus.
stuff at the wall. What were you talking about?
Uh-oh.
It's been 100 years of Western society pushing carbs. Well, Asian countries eat all that rice. They're not helping either.
which is funny because that's a huge reason why the Mongol Empire was able to become a thing in the first place, and they conquered so much Chinese land, resources, population they could use for slave labor because the average Han Chinese soldier back during those times ate a diet that consisted entirely of just soybeans and rice. There was no real protein outside of the soybeans involved at all. So they were very short, didn't have a lot of muscle mass, their bones were weak, and they were very effeminate with low testosterone, high estrogen. Versus the Mongol soldiers with a nomadic lifestyle centered around roving bands of livestock, insisted on a diet that was mostly just milk, yogurt, and different kinds of meat, almost no carbs whatsoever. They were a good half a foot taller than the average Chinese soldier, about 50 pounds heavier.
It truly was the Chad lads versus the Soy Jacks.
Exactly.
Well, unfortunately, Key Lime Pie, if you do that, Bill Gates will come find you and kill you.
Oh.
Get them aboard. We don't have much time.
Why is it so hard for me to find fucking rabbits? Jesus.
Eyes are still dilating. Reacting to the meds. Check the dosage. Should be ahead.
Oh, I saw that earlier today, JS. Man, I think I would suck a million dicks to see the Texans beat the Ravens next week.
Be careful what you wish for.
That would be so much goddamn fun. We already know that's probably the matchup unless the Steelers win, which
Hold the line again and check its pressure.
I'm gonna. I can't imagine that happening.
Yeah. I obviously would love it if the Steelers won, but I don't get to have anything that I want, so yeah. Honestly, I think it's a done deal that it'll be those Ravens and um the only matchup to really care or sorry, not matchup, the only playoff games to care about being the NFC, I think. Because obviously the Niners are super fucking good, but who
Mhm.
knows? It just seems a lot more likely that the Niners would lose than the Ravens would at this point.
Yeah. Oh, JS, I saw something earlier today. Somebody tweeted out CJ Stroud's father watching his son play the greatest rookie playoff game in NFL history, and it was a clip.
CJ Stroud's father, what?
It was live video footage of CJ Stroud's father watching his son play the greatest game in NFL history by a rookie quarterback in the playoffs. And it was a
Oh,
clip from
nice.
that movie Sing of the gorilla who's in prison. And I was like, okay, is this really racist or is CJ Stroud's dad actually in jail? And I guess his dad's actually in jail, but it's kind of racist too, right?
I all I heard was gorilla in jail. So I mean,
Am I breaking up or something?
because you don't have your headset on, the microphone, it's sort of fighting in terms of the game that it's trying to pick up on
Okay, I
your
see.
voice plus the game sound. So
Okay,
because of that, your voice
okay, is
cuts out quite
okay.
a bit.
Okay, hopefully this will be better because I just alt tabbed out the game. So somebody tweeted out CJ Stroud's father watching his son play the greatest rookie quarterback playoff game ever, and it was a clip from the movie Sing of the gorilla in that movie who's in
Mhm.
prison. And at first I was like, okay, is this just racist or is CJ Stroud's dad actually in jail? And I guess his dad's actually in jail.
That's pretty funny.
Hmm. Yeah, I never saw Sing, but
What's he in jail for?
uh, apparently it's quite the rap sheet. Let me see.
Please be rape. Please be rape. Please.
When he was just 13 years old, he pled guilty to carjacking, kidnapping, robbery, evading an officer with reckless driving, and misdemeanor sexual battery. Sentenced to 38.
Okay, I got what I wanted there. You said when he was 13.
Yeah.
How did did he knock somebody up when he was 13, or how the hell
Well,
did
never mind. I'm
CJ
sorry.
Stroud?
No, CJ Stroud was 13, so his dad was like probably 20 years older. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That would be fucked up because he got 38 years in prison. And I was like, sending a 13-year-old to 38 years in prison is kind of fucked.
God damn. Hilarious though. Um, wow.
Okay, apparently he was formerly a pastor, but he fell off the wagon and fell under the
Yeah,
influence
I'll
of
say.
drugs.
Fucking I'll say. Fell off the wagon. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He had two previous drug and robbery convictions from the early 1990s, and under the three strike rule, he was dealt a sentence close to the maximum.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, one April night in 2015, under the influence of drugs, the elder Stroud hopped into the car of a woman at a traffic light, demanding that she drive to a location where he could purchase drugs. After a brief struggle, the woman was able to escape, but she alleged that in the melee, Stroud had groped her.
Yeah,
That damn three strike rule, man.
Jesus. Be fair. Can you imagine getting into like grappling with a woman because you're struggling over something inside of a car, and during that entire process, your hand never even comes close to her breast?
Yeah, but I guess it's on you if you're the one jumping into her car and telling her to buy you drugs or something. I guess
It
at that.
seems like it'd be almost impossible to avoid.
Yeah.
That being said, I completely believe that he did it intentionally, but
Hmm.
were he to claim innocence on that particular charge, I believe it.
And CJ Stroud will have been retired from the NFL for over probably 2 decades by the time he gets paroled. That's pretty, that's something. Do you guys know which quarterback scored the highest on their Wonderlic test?
On their what?
Their Wonderlic.
Man,
Uh, no, I don't have a clue.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's magic. How about that?
Alex Smith also scored very high on it. I honestly feel like I'd score a 48 or 49 on the Wonderlic if I had to take it. It's really just a matter of not panicking.
Now, don't laugh at this next part.
I want to get a dog and name it Syndrome. That way, when we have company over and it jumps up on them, I can say, "Down, Syndrome."
Oh, don't laugh at Down syndrome.
Like that one. I don't want to. Patrick Mahomes now has more career playoff wins than Aaron Rodgers. That
Nice.
is so weird.
I feel like a win against the Dolphins shouldn't count. You're basically playing a high school team.
Hey, the Dolphins forced a fumble with 4 minutes left in that game when they were down 3 scores. I don't think a high school team is capable of that.
Jesus.
So the Pete Carroll fanboys on X have spent all night tweeting sarcastically about how the Dolphins need to fire McDaniel, trying to draw some equivalency between the Seahawks firing Carroll and the Dolphins firing McDaniel, as if McDaniel hasn't only been there for 2 fucking years and
Yeah.
Carroll's been here 14. Like, what the fuck? They're actually trying to draw some kind of false equivalency there. It's like, can we segregate these people to another sport? Jesus. I can't take this nonsense
Seriously.
anymore. Saying the quiet part out loud has become a big part of our society in recent years. And I must say, I am shocked at how many Seahawks fans over the last few days have said the quiet part out loud.
And which one's the quiet part out loud?
Admitting that they don't really care if the team wins or loses, they just wanted to have Pete Carroll as their coach because they liked him.
Why would you not care if the team won or lost?
Like there
Why
was,
is keeping the coach more important to you than
mm-hmm.
whether or not the team wins games?
Yeah, there was one guy who tweeted, I think it was 2 days ago, like I would have followed Pete Carroll to 1-16.
Wow. It's
Guy,
just an unfortunate part of having to deal with sports is that right now, um, the season just ended, so it's going to be a long time before these people can, you know, get what they should get. But like,
right.
that's still fucking insanely stupid. Just try to keep things in mind, few seasons from now when the Seahawks are like absolutely fucking fine. Remember that these people said that shit.
Mm-hmm. One guy even said, like, a new coach might be worth a couple more wins a year, but it's not worth it for all the stuff Pete does outside of football. It's like, he can still do those things, right? Whatever it is that he's doing that you think is so valuable, he can still do it. Yeah. And
It's just like really dumb.
demented. Imagine if Dolphins fans like still wanted Dan Marino to be their starting quarterback, even though he'd lose every game because they liked him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My horse is retarded.
I don't know if John did had anything to do with Pete getting fired, honestly. I think John probably was just a bystander. Also, I don't know if those guys that you're talking about, those guys JS that you just listed, I don't know if they always do this, but they've been really nasty the last couple of days to like other Seahawks Twitter people. Like, I think it's Hustle Chilson has been going like it's like there's something really vitriolic to it, going after like Ben B. Baldwin and Jared Stanger, like making fun of them and talking about how they're wrong about everything and how they have terrible takes. They're I don't know. Like, I'm sure both those guys are capable of terrible takes, but there's been something so nasty about it the last few days because these people are pissed. Like, I'm pretty sure Hustle Chilson once said that. Didn't he once say that, like, Desmond Ritter was worthy of being a top 10 pick or something? Like, we're all capable of having bad takes. Stanger is openly mocked by everyone. Oh, yeah. C. Mike Spin Move hates Ben Baldwin, I think. Like, he thinks he's the biggest idiot on the internet. I mean, Baldwin does have that terrible Bill Belichick take, in fairness, where he's like trying to say, actually, Bill Belichick wasn't that great. Look at all these bad defenses. And it's like, okay, look at all of his good defenses. He spent 20 years dismantling all the best offenses in the league.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, if you're going to go after people for shit like that, you better make sure you've never had a bad take yourself. And believe me, all these people do.
Every time.
I don't know why Stanger gets mocked so much. He does have some takes that I think are bad. And I get the sense that he was a Russell Wilson guy, which obviously doesn't get you a lot of credit in the fan base right now because of how that ended. But there were a lot of them. I like Stanger a lot for his UDFA stuff. I turned my volume all the way down because I didn't really need it. But that gunfight just now felt very weird. That was funky.
Next time you do a Seahawks draft pick with memes, you should put a Seinfeld meme in there.
Ooh, 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 ooh. You just gave me a really good idea. You just gave me a really good one. Oh, yes.
Yay!
Did you see the one I posted today?
Yes.
hmm I brought in two new memes. Although one of them will never be used again. It shouldn't even really count. But I had to do it for that one.
Was it the vomit one?
No, the Snake Eater one.
Uh,
That's like a very rare instance where it made sense to use that and would never make sense in any other case. hmm Who's the worst Seahawks X account? I'm starting to think it's Matty F. Brown.
yeah. I think I think he'd be a lot happier in his life if he just transitioned and got it over with.
Or started following soccer only. Like, no more American football. So I finally decided to reply to one of the comments that some idiot on my YouTube left on my one of my YouTube videos, and he's been commenting on my stuff for months now with stupid Pete Carroll BS. Hopefully he doesn't stop commenting now that I actually replied to him because his dumbass takes feed the algorithm and make my videos
Yeah.
more popular. And content is more important than anything else. Austin, it was the video I posted at 3 o'clock today. I think it's the most recent video on the channel still. Yeah, it is. All I did was tell him to cope.
That was pretty funny.
I think it's a fair statement. Oh, Six Flags. Pete Carroll is Matty F's dad. Like he loves him and adores him and thinks he's like he spends half of every Seahawks game tweeting about how this is a disaster. This is awful. What is going on? Everything is going wrong. This is such a disaster. What a disaster class by the Seahawks. But he'll never put anything on Pete Carroll. It's always someone else's fault. Like the last 2 year, like all year, he blamed Clint Hurtt and Bobby Wagner for everything. I don't even like feel bad for him. I would be on X making fun of him right now, but he blocked me forever ago,
Little man.
which I kind of deserved, but I don't regret it. It had to be done.
I understand.
Well, he either blocked me or muted me, Austin. One of the two. Because I went at him that one time. Dude, Barry McCockiner sucks now. He used to be funny, but then he got a big head because he tricked Skip Bayless, and then he just started clout chasing forever. That's all he does now. He just clout chases. It's really boring. Yeah, no, that's the one, Austin. You know which one. You've seen it. I feel like he's been clout chasing for like 4 or 5 years now. Ever since he got Skip Bayless to say man boobs on TV, he's just like, okay, how do I make myself rich and famous off of this? And then he realized he couldn't. And I think that like traumatized him or something.
Probably.
Some of his gimmicks were really good though. Like I think he had the one Twitter account that was like art US Army veteran respecter or something. And all he did was tweet at athletes who kneeled for the anthem to tell them that he hated them and stuff. Shit like that. That gimmick was funny.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he didn't do the thing that you would make Grok write a story about snacks, but he had fun with it. Okay, how do I get through here? How do you see his tweets? He has me muted. I don't think he has me blocked. He has me muted. Muted is I can see him, but if I say something to him, he won't see it. Which is honestly, I think it's pretty weak. I didn't say anything that bad. I was just making fun of him a little bit.
You know what they say.
But he's British. What do you expect?
Exactly. He misplaced his license.
Oi, governor, you got a license for that there? Hey, what the hell am I supposed to do here? This door's locked. I can't open it. Do you remember the Seinfeld episode where Kramer starts swimming in the East River?
Yeah, I like that one. And then suddenly everybody else starts doing it.
Hmm.
He's
Technically,
all mad and shit.
Norfolk has more gross tonnage.
Classic.
You're as pretty as any of them. You just need a nose job. Yeah, I gotta be honest. The Seattle sports Discord sounds like an absolute cesspool. A Discord that has anything to do with a bunch of people who live in Seattle sounds awful.
Yeah. I imagine that Seattle is basically Washington State's version of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that in the sense of like Southern California, especially the Inland Empire, is extremely conservative. But Los Angeles just has a shitload of people and they're all fucking complete wackos.
Mm-hmm.
So it throws the entire culture of the area off. And anybody who doesn't live in LA tends to hate LA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, am
I
I just
imagine
stuck
it's
down
very
here?
much the same for
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much anywhere in the country is a major urban center.
Where the hell do I go?
Nobody likes
No,
Millhouse.
no, I don't think so, Austin. Oh, okay.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
That was based.
Fucking Christ, horse.
Gary, these are load-bearing walls. They're not coming down.
You complete. Oh my god. I did not expect that at all. I tried stealing an oil wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy I stole it from one shot the wagon. With one single shot, he made it explode.
Better destroyed than in the hands of the enemy.
Exactly. Well, because apparently when you steal the Cornwall oil wagons,
Mm-hmm.
and you turn them into the fence who takes the carriages and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
he gives you way more money because the oil is super valuable and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think the wagon would instantly explode from one shot. I've seen people on YouTube, that thing gets lit the fuck up. It may have been hit, like a dozen times. And it's been leaking like a sieve. And the funny thing is, as soon as he started shooting at me, I was like, oh fuck, I better get off this thing. And he hit it once and it blew. That was insane.
So next time, make sure you kill him before you move on, I guess.
Yes, that is correct. I will execute him.
Be right back, everybody.
So much.
Okay, we are back. Well, Rob Stanton doesn't have a job for the team, and neither does Matty F. Brown. They're independent. They don't work for the team at all, I don't think. I don't think so. That'd be weird. By the way, so for those of you who are here right now, I'll give you guys a little bit of a teaser. I'm making all those head coaching candidate profile videos. One of them is going to be a gag video. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this. I don't know when it's going to drop, but it will drop. We're going to have some fun. Yes, rampancy, exactly. Mhm. No, 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 no. Like more of a meme than even that. Like Brandon Staley is actually possible theoretically, even though it would never happen. It's going to be even more of a meme than that. Don't worry. Probably a mistake playing this game like it's Halo. No, key lime pie, it's not going to be that either. For one thing, Snacks won't post his picture anywhere, so I can't like even post a picture of him in the thumbnail of a video. So that's not going to work. Come on, guys, think it through here.
The closest you could get would be the gangster Ned Flanders I used in my profile pic.
Mm-hmm. Snacks would be a good head coach, though.
That's right.
He would have the first full all-white team in NFL history.
Exactly. I would be the absolute tank commander. I would tell my boys to go out there like Bobby Boucher. As soon as you've got the ball, find a defender. Here you go.
Someone called me fat. Who, Austin? I'm not that fat. I mean, I'm kind of fat. Now, he wouldn't trade up to number one for Cooper DeJean. He'd trade up to number one for Riley Cooper. And are there any OGs in the chat who remember who Riley Cooper was? I'm willing to bet a lot of you guys do not remember Riley Cooper. But he would definitely go number one in a snacks draft along with Matareza.
Absolutely based.
And Noah, you know.
Yeah, exactly. What about that one guy? I swear he was on the Bills. What's that? Joey Incognito.
Oh, he was on a bunch of different teams, yeah. Richie Incognito.
Richie Incognito. There you
The Dolphin for a while.
go. Lamau.
Yeah, Eagles wide
Yeah,
receiver.
I remember him being on the Bills because I think it was when he was on the Bills that the meme happened.
Hmm.
Right.
Wait, wasn't the Dolphins often? Wasn't it a Dolphins teammate that he was bullying, like leaving voicemails on his phone, like "I'm gonna fucking kill you" and stuff?
Dolphins suspended Incognito for conduct detrimental to the team following harassment of teammate Jonathan Martin. Okay.
Mhm.
That was 12 years ago. Fuck. I would have exactly one black player on my team.
Mhm.
It would be Ray Rice.
No, Riley Cooper was the Eagles wide receiver who I think he was at like a Kenny Chesney concert, and there were a bunch of black people in this one area, and he was on
Mhm.
camera saying, "I'll fight every N word in there if I have to."
That's right.
And somehow he did not get cut. Somehow he survived that.
Yeah. When all that went down, wasn't it at a time when Kaepernick was actually an active player?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's so wild.
Hmm.
And how long ago that was. Is that Kaepernick was actually an active player, and Cooper didn't get fucking euthanized for
He
doing
wasn't
that
even
shit.
a good player, was the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes sense why Deshaun Jackson was able to find work after his thing, because he was still pretty good, but, like,
Who was the one guy who was on the Cowboys and then he fucked his wife and then
oh,
he got suspended by the league
Greg
and is
Hardy.
doing
Greg
who?
Hardy.
Greg Hardy. There you go.
Yeah, Greg Hardy, I
Yeah,
remember.
he thugged his wife. He got suspended by the league, and while he was suspended by the league, he tried to do MMA stuff. So he like minor amateur stuff,
Hmm.
and then after that, I think he ended up getting a job at Best Buy or some shit, right?
He was selling, like, I think Comcast packages in the mall or something like that. It was like one of those deals where like people go up to your stall and are like, "I'm interested in Comcast services," and then you try to sell it to them or whatever. I think something like that. It was a blue collar job. It was a pretty well, I guess you'd call
Greg
that white
Hardy,
collar.
yeah, Greg Hardy, former Cowboys defensive end, selling Spectrum packages at Walmart and Garland. Based.
Blue collar implies like physical work, I think, and white collar implies office work.
Yeah, yeah. Blue collar is exactly like you said. It's generally considered trades work. White collar is office stuff that's seen as being higher class,
Hmm.
and then working class is just anything that's like is being a shit job where you make minimum wage or where you're getting paid under the table because you're a felon or you're here in the country illegally or whatever else.
Hmm.
No, I was just thinking about how doomed um, I actually was years ago
And you're not doomed
about this
now?
job for real.
Sorry, I had
This
to do
one
it.
job I had, and it's okay. Late 2019, after when I graduated from the electrician school, and I got a job building a luxury movie theater. And I didn't end up staying at that job because I got a better job that paid more, like a month later.
Hmm.
But that job fell through pretty quickly,
Hmm.
and I felt pretty stupid about that. But I thought at the time, it's not that big of a deal. And in a way, I was right because, like, a few weeks after that, I got accepted into the union.
Hmm.
But I was thinking about it, I was like, that job I was building the movie theater, that was a really good job.
Hmm.
And not only that, but it was work for 4 months, and it was a ton of work. I'm like, yeah, they finished that up in February. I'm like, man, I should have kept that job. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm all like, February of 2020. So like, I was fucked no matter what. Like, if I stayed with that company, I would have made like a little bit extra money than I actually did by staying employed for longer. But as soon as COVID started up, I'd have been fucked anyway.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh man, I never had a chance.
I remember in 2012, I had my first real job. I always say it was at AT&T. It wasn't technically for AT&T, but it was doing work for AT&T. I got brought on full time right before a massive cutback, and it was like every single contractor got let go, and I was a contractor until literally like 1 month before the cut. What do they call it when they do mass layoffs? A cut.
Mass layoffs.
I
Yeah,
guess or just call it mass layoffs. And it was like I only
reduction in
survived because
workforce.
I had gotten full time right before that hit.
Nice.
That was messed up, man. Seeing so many people get let go at once.
Yeah, I can imagine. Big country. I don't agree with that. The Rams leaping the Seahawks in the rebuild process because the Seahawks were not rebuilding when the Rams decided to go all in. Um, like at no point was the Seahawks rebuilding when, because like the Rams initially made the Super Bowl with the team that they put together after they were already rebuilding at the time when the Seahawks were competing for Super Bowl. And they made the Super Bowl with Goff, then they trade him for Stafford and then they actually win it. At no point in that time period were the Seahawks not considering themselves competing, being a playoff team, trying to get there. They did not consider any of that a rebuild. And
Hmm.
the Rams, after winning that Super Bowl with Stafford, they never started rebuilding. They're just like continuing to ride out the momentum because if they were rebuilding, they would have traded Aaron Donald for resources. They'd have traded Cooper Cup,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I feel like teams don't really do true rebuilds usually anymore because the owners are so obsessed with never having a terrible season that actually causes them to like lose people buying tickets to games. They want to always win at least 6 games because of the business side of things.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing is like I can't imagine a world where Cronky fucking cares about how the Rams do anymore because he got his wish. Uh, he's I mean he's not directly, but he's technically owner of the Broncos now, isn't he?
Well, that's the Walmarts. I don't think Cronky's involved in that anymore.
Well, he ought to be because that's the whole reason he's rich in the first place is because his wife is the heir to the Walmart fortune.
Oh, okay. Maybe I misunderstood that.
I'll look into it in a minute.
Yeah, that's honestly, JS, that thing you just said, that's what I get from so many of these pro Pete Carroll people. I read their arguments, and so many of them to me boil down to we need to lower our standards until a 9-win season is considered like a roaring success. And that's not happening. Like, there's no way I'm going to be okay with that.
Take it from me when I say that 11 wins isn't much better.
Well, there are different kinds of 11-win seasons. 11-win season with a playoff run, yay. 11-win season with a first round playoff exit, not quite so yay.
Yeah, 11 win season where your quote unquote franchise quarterback chokes like a fucking dog.
He didn't
Please
choke
tell
like a
me.
dog. He pooped like a dog. The diarrhea pick still goes hard, man.
Good lord. Yeah. I said it in the Discord. I'll say it again. I hope the plane crashes on the way home.
There was a post on the Pistons subreddit a month ago asking if they should hope that at least 5 players on the team die because that would trigger like there's a clause in the NBA rule book where if one team has like 5 or more players suddenly pass away, they do like an emergency draft so they can get some players to be able to at least finish out the season. Yeah, disaster draft. Thank you. Yeah, there is actually a disaster draft clause in the NBA, and Pistons fans were like, "Should we start killing our players?" You're killing independent George.
Okay, so I looked it up and Stan Kroenke is kind of like indirectly involved with being the owner of the Broncos,
Hmm.
uh, but it's kind of in a roundabout way. The ownership group of the Broncos is called the Walton Penner Group, and the Walton in the Walton Penner Group is Sam Rob Walton, who is the eldest son of Sam Walton, who was the founder of Walmart. And Ann Walton, who is Cronky's wife, is heiress to the Walmart fortune, who inherited the stock valuation of Walmart from her father, Bud Walton, who was the brother and the early business partner and investor for Sam Walton, who created Walmart. So essentially, she is financially Walmart, but Rob Walton is himself also a billionaire, though. But he's the eldest son of Sam Walton and was the chairman of Walmart from 1992 to 2015. He's estimated as being the 16th richest person in the world. And Walton is his cousin.
Mhm.
So Kroenke is the cousin of the owners of the Broncos. So the whole family owns all of Denver sports, plus the Rams.
Which is actually a pretty good place to own the sports teams in. It's just the Broncos are bad. The Avalanche are good. The Nuggets are good.
And as a matter of fact, a lot of people are saying that the Broncos should be run by Kroenke because Kroenke turned the Rams around, like you can't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the other Denver sports teams that Kroenke owns are highly successful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is the NBA actually cracking down on load management? Well, the thing is, what they put into effect this year is that you need to play at least 65 games in order to qualify for end of year awards. And that may actually end up having a significant impact because it's almost a guarantee that Embiid will not play enough games to qualify for MVP. So even though the media is hard glazing him like nuts, um, he won't qualify for MVP, which we're going to hear a lot about in the off season. I'm sure they'll try to change how they handle things just because of the major backlash. Even though it won't be justified at all because the MVP is actually Jokic and he'll prove that again in the playoffs. However, there's also the possibility that Wembanyama may not qualify for Rookie of the Year because if he misses 13 more games, he doesn't get it. And to be fair, that's a quarter of the remaining games. The Spurs have 44 more games to play this season, so that would still be fairly sizable amount of games for him to miss. But it's possible because he's 7'5" and he's a fucking stick. So like everyone who has ever come into the NBA and had Wembanyama's build has ended up being heavily injured for large amounts of their career. So he's basically one bad fall away from being out for enough time to miss out on Rookie of the Year. It's also washed, and the Warriors are dog shit. So no one's upset about them load managing. Also, they can't be load managing in the first place because the whole concept of load management is to make the playoffs and have guys be fresh. So if you're a bad team and you're quote unquote load managing, all you're really doing is tanking.
World. I still, I'm still really confused about what happened to James Wiseman. Like, how could he be that irrelevant? A 7-footer who can shoot threes like that, and he not only is he not doing anything, he never at any point did anything. He's basically like, what's the difference between James Wiseman and Hashim Thabit? Nothing really. Dang it, Bobby, that boy ain't right. Please don't tell Buck Strickland that I used propane for this.
If
Some,
Vivek becomes president, the first executive order would be to legalize shitting on the White House lawn.
mm, well, still better than a car part exposing their chest on the White House lawn.
Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly correct. I was reading an Owen Benjamin uh, tweet because
Hmm.
he's basically gone to war with Indians over the last week or two,
A noble cause.
and that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying in the comments. They're all like, "Hey, an Indian guy shitting on the White House lawn is a hell of a lot better than some." Good fucking grief.
Yeah, I will be very confused if Harbaugh goes to the Chargers. Why would you want to get involved in that? Like, you're the top head coaching candidate this cycle. Why would you go anywhere near the Chargers and Dean Spanos?
Yeah, Harbaugh knows better because he used to play for the Chargers. He
Mhm.
knows that that's a dumpster fire of an organization. The only people who are pumping that fucking bullshit story are people who think that somehow Harbaugh is some sort of quarterback whisperer. So the concept is that Harbaugh going to the Chargers would make Justin Herbert the new Tom Brady,
And I
which
mean,
is
even
an
yeah,
insanely retarded take.
and even if it's true, it doesn't change the fact that their owner is still Dean Spanos, and they're a
Yeah,
team with no
exactly.
fans, and they have a crap roster in place, kind of.
Yeah, if Justin Herbert became unquestionably the best quarterback in the league under Harbaugh, the only thing that would happen is that the drops that they suffer from every single fucking game would just get even more outlandish and egregious. Plus, everything you said about Spanos, so it's not like the team's gonna magically be competitive. Like, People are just fucking retarded. They don't understand how many different aspects go into competitive teaming.
Maybe Spanos will
It's
offer him
more
a
than
hundred
just
million dollars a year. That's what it
right.
would take.
It's just fucking insanity.
I mean, well, yeah, JS. Like at this point, what talent do the Chargers even have? They have Herbert and they have Slater at left tackle. That's it. Like Bosa's always hurt. Khalil Mack's old. Zion Johnson could go one way or the other. Quentin
Keenan
Johnston looks like
Allen
a
is
butt.
always hurt and old.
Yeah, that too. Corey Linsley has that heart defect. He's going to retire this offseason. He already said. Derwin James is always hurt. Asante Samuel Jr. is a bust.
Fucking shit ass wide receiver they took in the first round was a bust. It like fucking so many drops.
Quentin
I
Johnston,
like
yeah.
that meme though. They're like, yeah, they were there. There's, I think it was a meme you showed me. It was like if he manages to get 1,064 yards, he'll break the rookie wide receiver record.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. But yeah, the Chargers suck. Like the Chargers suck, and it's institutional. Like if Harbaugh went to the Chargers, the only thing that would happen is that the Chargers would become the biggest fucking uh, drama farm of any team in the league, and everyone would just be constantly talking about Spanos versus Harbaugh until Harbaugh eventually got fed up and left.
Apparently, the last year Harbaugh was at San Fran, he was having a meeting with his players, and the owner of the Niners, Jed York, wanted to join. And Harbaugh said something like, "Get out of here. This meeting is for men only."
Space.
I mean, Harbaugh's been at Michigan for like 8 years now, JS. I don't even know if that's. Can we really say that's true when he was at Michigan for so long? Ansu Kado.
Yamate Yugi Honestly.
Yeah, I liked Quentin Johnson a good amount too during the pre-draft process. He is not so far not so good. Yeah, that's true. That makes some sense. Man, I hope the Huskies hire Cliff Kingsbury tomorrow. I think that would be fun. It wouldn't be great, but it would be fun. No, JS, I don't think so. He coached San Diego in the PFL, the Pacific Football League. It was a very small league that I don't think is around anymore. Where there are you? God damn, you can absorb bullets. It was 4 years at Stanford, I think. I'm gonna do another couple of big ones tomorrow. Key lime pie. I'm obviously gonna do the major ones first. I really don't think we're gonna hire anybody until next month. But just in case we do a quick hiring, I want to get through as many as possible before it could potentially happen. I'm assuming there's no way it happens until there are some playoff eliminations. Rob Stanton suggested that if the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy because they flame out early in the playoffs, the Seahawks could hire Mike McCarthy. That would be great for content, I think. Honestly, I do unironically think that McCarthy's done a good job in Dallas. Yeah, that's the idea. Dan Quinn would become the Cowboys head coach. Um, Personally, I think it only happens if Dallas loses to Green Bay. I think if Dallas makes the divisional round, McCarthy is safe. I don't think Jerry Jones wants to fire I think he's still looking for a lifetime coach, and he'll take any excuse to keep a guy. If Dallas loses, Belichick is there. Ooh, that's kind of fun.
There's no fucking way. There's no way Jerry Jones and Belichick would be able to coexist.
I agree. That's what would make it so fun.
To be fair though, that may be the best possible situation for Belichick to end up in to face fuel his record
Hmm.
in terms of teams that would be hiring a new head coach.
Hmm. Oh, easily. Shit.
Just going off of that, Bill may bite the bullet.
Well, I might bandwagon the Cowboys if that happens, just so I can make content for it. The content for Belichick and Jerry Jones would be off the charts good.
Not only that, but I mean the media already glazes Dak as it is. Can you imagine the Dak to Tom Brady comparisons once Belichick shows up?
Hmm.
It'd be nonstop. Now here comes the real question though. How many teams do you think fire their head coach Like they just pulled the trigger uh way too fast because they were trying to get in on the Belichick sweepstakes.
Hmm. And then Belichick just retires after all this.
That would be so hilarious if he just like
What if he?
the day or the cutoff to where you have to have a new coach signed before this day. He's all like, I will announce the decision of what team I will be coaching for the day before.
I remember back in the day, Bill Simmons had a theory that LeBron was basically using his free agency in the incoming summer of 2010 to get all the other teams in the East to like strip themselves down and weaken themselves so they would have cap space for him. So that way it would be easier for his Cavs to win the finals.
That would have been very, very funny. But since everybody just took pay cuts, uh,
Hmm.
but that was a revolutionary thing when it happened. You know, people had never seen pay cuts like that before.
Yep. You know, if Chris Bosh didn't take those pay cuts, he could have afforded better medical treatment and never would have gotten the clots. The lesson, as always, never take a pay cut.
No, in all seriousness, that was a big part of the reason why Wade left was because Wade was approaching it from the mindset of I took all those pay cuts, you know, and now it's time to reward me for all my hard work and the sacrifices that I made, considering you guys paid the fuck out of that new kid Whiteside. And Riley was like, well, come on, dude, we're still trying to win. Like, you know, we're still giving you plenty of money here. Just calm down. We're still trying to win. And then Wade, when he left for Chicago, it was over $3 million, not per season, 3 million total.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Definitely.
All right, guys.
Especially,
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially since he ended up coming back anyway. He's talked about it before. Like he made an emotional decision that he really wishes he didn't, and he won't go so far as to say that he was in the wrong, but he was like, yeah, I could have handled that better.
Hmm. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. It is almost midnight. We've got stuff going on tomorrow in the world of the NFL. The Bills game has been moved to Monday night, which makes things a little bit easier. But nevertheless, I've got a couple things to do. So thanks for coming out. I will see you guys tomorrow.